Welcome to the Love and Live Show.
I'm Queen Lenore.
And I'm 𝒿ᴏᴜ.
And I almost missed that name, man.
And we are doing what?
Welcome to Relationship Advice.
Ooh. Okay, so the question of today is, it's not really a question.
Okay.
You always talk about how you should never say the D word. Even in a non-marital relationship, breaking up, because regret. You might regret this, and you can't just keep playing with someone's emotions like this. So, I don't know how it's the best way to say it. When do you know you should break up with someone?
Okay, I can see where both of these questions. It's like a two-part question here.
Yeah,
it's a two-part question.
It's kind of like, yeah.
Okay, so let's put it this way. The reason I say if you're married, do not say the D word. The divorce word is a no-no in a marriage. You do not want to bring that demon into your relationship, regardless if you believe in demons and God and all that. I do. But you do not want to bring that into that. You never want to give your spouse the idea that at any moment this relationship can end.
Yeah.
Because then they're walking on tippy toes, and then pretty soon they're saying, when are you going to say it? And they're going to be gone. And you're going to be like, I didn't see it coming out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Because you done said it too much. Okay? Yeah. And the same thing with saying breaking up. Don't mention breaking up unless you're ready to break up.
Exactly.
I don't care what the argument, I don't care how extreme that argument is. Do not use the word breaking up. Don't ever put weakness in your relationship. And that's what it is. You're putting weakness in there. Don't ever put weakness in your relationship. I know sometimes we play around and stuff like that, and because you don't see the demons and you don't see all that, you don't believe in it. And now, you do, hey, to each his own.
Yeah, it could be even a metaphorical saying the demons. Like, there's a lot of stuff that comes on with just using.
It is. I don't care what it is. Like I said, my thing is, you're putting stuff into it that you should not be putting into it.
Yeah, exactly.
Period. And I don't know how else to explain that to you. Do not put it in your relationship. Point blank. Period. And end of discussion. Okay? Because you, in this relationship, again, I just can't say it enough. I treat my husband the best way I could treat him. And he treats me the best way he could treat me. Okay. Me putting that word in, how can I say it? Here we go. Our best way to say it. We have a cake, right?
Ooh, big cake, small cake.
It can be any size. It could be any size cake. Okay. Just say we got a cake, right? Mm-hmm. Now that cake looks so pretty. It's all decorated, gorgeous. Imagine the best looking cake you could ever imagine. Mm-hmm. When you take a slice out of that piece of cake, you could do a thin slice. You know how they do wedding cakes? They give you the little thin slice. So you got to feed so many people with that slice of cake, right?
Yeah.
So you got this thin slice of cake that's over there. The cake is still beautiful. You didn't really mess up any damage, but it's not the same.
That's true.
And you can put that piece back in because you're not ready to eat it. But you see the marks of where you sliced it.
It's permanent damage.
It's permanent damage.
That's what they say.
That is right there.
Yeah.
Now, how are you going to mend that to make it not look bad? Now, you can refrost it and redecorate it. But that takes a lot of work and time to do. And are you willing to take that work and time to redecorate that cake? You know what I mean? Like you got to scrape it all off and redecorate it. Yeah. Are you willing to take that time to do that with that cake?
Put the little Band-Aid over, put the icing on top too. There's a lot of ways you can go about it,
but are you willing to do it? We can do it. Nobody says you can't do it. It's the point is, are you willing to do the work to fix it? Because a lot of times we open our mouth to say things that we should not say, but are we willing to fix what we open our mouth to say? So you need to think before you speak. Watch what you're saying,
because power in your words. It really is true. Like, people say it all the time, and like, your mouth is a weapon all that time.
The time.
Whether it's biblical or even just in regular sense.
I hear people say who don't even believe in God.
Yeah, you can be so far from religion, and but it's so true.
It
is.
What
we say can literally make or break someone.
Yeah, and then think about it. You said divorce or break up, that little thin slice, gone, right? Now, we got another argument. There again. Pretty soon, the cake is almost gone.
Like,
what do you think is happening?
Who had all this cake?
Yeah, then what you think? When you got the one piece left, and now you said boo. And the cake just fell. And you like, what happened? I don't even know what happened to our relationship. Yeah. We were doing so well together. Exactly. I have no clue what happened.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. What? And then somebody can say, well, you should have, me. Mm-hmm. Did you say divorce or breakup? Yeah, I always said, but they knew. They knew I didn't mean it. That's what you get for thinking what somebody knew that you didn't mean. Because, see, the first time you said it, they probably laughed it off and they didn't even put a slice in it. You just looked at the case like you was getting ready to slice. Yeah. There's a time where you took that one mark and it's just, you didn't even do two slices. You just put a mark in it. Mm-hmm. And then another mark came in there and another. And then you moved the cake. Mm-hmm. And then it goes in there. You're damaging your relationship using the word divorce or breakup. It's a damaged device.
Yeah.
Do not use it. Now, if you don't mind the breakup, you don't mind the divorce.
Yeah, you don't mind the collateral, all the collateral damage that you can cause. You don't mind it.
Say it. Mm-hmm. You have a right to say whatever you want to say. It's your mouth. You can say whatever you want to do. It's your mouth. Yeah. But at the end of the day, don't come crying and whining, because guess who's going to tell you the truth?
Yes. And I'm going to also say this. I'm going to throw this in the beginning, too.
Yeah.
As the starting question. Yeah. Never mind. I don't know where I was going. Okay. My mind was going somewhere, but I'm just leave that. I'm gonna let it be. I'm gonna fix that up. But yeah. Okay. Here it is. People say I'm gonna break up and end up breaking up and regret it, or people will end up saying, "Oh, let's get a divorce." They divorce and regret it. Here's how we handle it. There we go. We're gonna put that on there. And so, I'm going to put that somewhere in the beginning. I don't even know where I'm going, but this is going to be cut up anyway. But people are so fast to say things like this, right? Like you said, without thinking, it's just, boom. You can really get caught up in the moment. Mm-hmm. But I feel like you shouldn't let yourself get this caught, because, yes, it might be something slight to you, or you might even hear other people say and be very playful. People's dynamics are completely different. And you never know what, someone could literally, like she's saying, all right, don't say divorce, don't say divorce. Some people can really say that and it doesn't mean anything to them. Like that, this is so far in the back of their mind. Mm-hmm. It's like, we're never going to get divorced. We're just bound together. I don't care how many times. He ain't got no option. She ain't got no option. They ain't got no option. Them don't got an option. With that being in the equation, right, you have to really factor in with the other person. Just don't say it in general, because it's like, why are you going to even let this idea of insecurity be in a relationship?
Why do you want your relationship to have insecurities?
Why do you want?
Because the stronger your relationship is, the better it is. But the moment you put insecurity, nobody wants to deal with anybody with insecurity. So why would you put it in there?
Exactly. And like she just said, nobody want to deal with that. You got someone asking all these questions every time. It's like, okay, you get the idea. You should know already. We've been married. We've been together. Whatever the situation is. It could be months, years, however. You get past a certain point, it's like, okay, there's no room for insecurities. And if they continue to keep happening, you're going to be like, all right, what's the problem today? So, on top of that, I'll say, like she said, again, like I really want to get this last piece about the insecurity. Even if you're throwing a bunch of insecurities out, right? What are you trying to base your relationship off of? Are you trying to manipulate? Are you trying to, assert some type of dominance or control over something? What is your end goal in doing this? Because at the end of the day, you might be doing this right now. This might be working for you right now. But years down the line, you're going to start seeing all of, like she says, the pieces in the cake crumbling or getting sliced away.
And let me explain something, so you can understand. So you have this cake with the relationship. And so as you might be the person that's cutting, using the word divorce or breakup or whatever the case may be, understand if you have insecurities within yourself that you need to manipulate and control or something like that in this relationship, you're going to put a lot of marks in the cake, even though you might not slice it. Yeah, exactly. So you might not slice it, but you might hit the spatula on it so the pretty flowers are dead. You're damaging it with your insecurities because nobody should ever in your relationship have to carry your insecurities. You need to carry your insecurities. Only you can heal from your insecurities. Because I know there's a lot of that in there. And I remember going through my insecurity moments, which was really crazy. My insecurities, and I went to depression and all that.
Yeah.
You could do a lot of damage if you're not paying attention to what you're doing. So you might not do a full slice. You might just do a partial slice. You might just do a nick. You might do still the scars are there. The damage on the cake is there, even if you didn't do the full slice. The damage is there. So you really need to work on your insecurities. If you feel like you have to manipulate, you have to take control, you have to hold it over their head, then you have to fix you. Because as you're the person that's cutting, you're damaging that relationship.
And it might be hard to even realize this as the person who's doing it. But I feel like after a certain period of time, you're going to start seeing these damages. And it's really important to self-reflect in life.
You do.
Not even in relationships. In life. You need to think about how you're coming off. You need to think about how you're affecting others around you. Because your happiness is also affected by the people around you. You making all the people around you depressed, sad, all that stuff is going to inherently come at you. So whether you're selfish or not, it's always something that you should be thinking about.
And you don't want to damage with all that. You gotta do that because it's so important. Because even like when you damage the cake and you're doing all those nicks, pretty soon you're gonna be making cake pops with it because it's gonna be crumbled. It's gonna be all that because you didn't focus on yourself. You didn't realize it, and you have to. And that's when I give you that tear and tell you it's God, and then you're right under, so you can have that time for yourself. Then it's your marriage or your relationship. You know what I mean? I can't put marriage and relationships together only because for people who have not been married or people who have been married and divorced understands that when you get married, it's like something totally different comes over. So you could be with somebody for a long, long time, and then you get married and you like, you're supposed to be this type of husband. You're supposed to be this type of wife. Yeah. When we've been together for 20 years, you've been accepting me like this whole time. And I always said I do. And it changes. Yes, the dynamic does change. So keep that in mind. I never want to put them together and not trying to separate it like marriage is better than being single or a relationship. I'm not doing that. Just know there's a different dynamic in it.
Yeah, each one, I'd say, that's probably a healthy thought too.
Yeah, but you got to understand that to have a healthy relationship, you need two healthy people to be together to have it. And there's going to be times when this person is not healthy or you're not healthy and stuff like that. But we're not going to ever slice the cake. You know what I mean? We might do a little damage here because we could just easily get a knife and fix it. And then get the piper bag and really fix it real quick because it's not too damaged. We didn't just smash it all over and now we making cake pops trying to mend our relationship. And now we got all these cake pops that's easy for somebody to come and grab and take. And then you be like, how could you do this to me? How? And then it doesn't have to be cheating. I'm just up and leaving you. It's just because they're broken, you know. And a person that's secure in herself and dealing with somebody broken is really hard because it's an added weight. And it's like me and Eli. Okay, I know I'm big, so I'm just using Eli. I'm his auntie. This is that. But if he falls asleep and I have to carry him, that's dead weight. That's some hard stuff to manage. So I'm fully secure in my relationship. And he's dead weight. It's hard to pull and carry and help this person up. And you like, you need to do this and then you can do all that person. If that person is broken, there's nothing you can do to heal that person. That person has to heal within to be healed. I can't. All the stuff I can do for him is not going to work if he doesn't do for himself. And that goes for anybody who's broken. Nobody in this world can heal you except for you. You got to go through the healing process. And the only person that I know that can heal you is God. But hey, it's up to you. Each his own. I'm just saying.
Well, we want relationships to grow.
I want relationships.
And we are talking about relationships. This is relationship advice. We giving our opinion, talking about different things. Be sure to
love and live
each day
as if it were
your last.
Smooches. This was a relationship advice.
Okay, I like that.
How you feel?